Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Sharif Dani bin Muhammad Azizi from BA1114C. I'm going to present an infographic for safety and security from Chapter 7, Principles of Transport, TPT251. Before we start, I'm going to talk a bit about Malaysia transport sector. Basically, Malaysia has experienced rapid growth from a rural, agrarian state to a modern, industrialized nation since its independence in 1957. The transport sector in Malaysia has underpinned the country's growth. Malaysia has built over 200,000 km of roads, 2,900 km of rail, 18 ports and 22 airports, all of which form the base of Malaysia's growth as a key player in the Southeast Asian and global markets. The transportation sector is a key driver of the country's development, and the availability of a high-quality transportation system is a critical component of our progress toward becoming a developed country. The government's primary goal is to offer transportation services that are safe, dependable, economical and long-term. The environment is impacted by transportation in several ways. Emissions contribute to air pollution and climate change, noise poses health concerns and annoyances, and infrastructure has a significant negative impact on the environment and ecosystems. Transport has other negative effects on society that are very serious. In addition to these effects on the environment, 100,000 people are killed and injured in accidents every year. And in several highly populated locations, high levels of congestion cause delays. The combined effects of the many forms of transportation, including both freight and passenger transport, make up the impacts of the transportation sector. Moving to safety and security. Concerns about safety and security apply to all forms of transportation, as well as terminals, which could serve as a terrorist target, a launchpad for criminal activity, or even a battlefield. Transport managers and planners have always been concerned with safety and security issues, but it has only recently become a top priority. Over this, a crucial distinction between criminal activity and terrorism must be made. While they both want to take advantage of transportation security flaws, their motivations for doing so are entirely different. Criminal activity looks to profit financially through illicit trades in things like drugs, firearms, piracy and illegal immigration. Most illegal transactions in this setting use transportation as a channel. Additionally, health risks like the spread of pandemics pose difficult logistical problems for the transportation industry. There are also other safety and security effects to transportation. The first one is terminal. Terminals have been a particular focus of security and safety concerns since they serve as gathering and dispersal points for people and freight. Since airports and train stations are some of the most crowded places on earth, crowd management and safety have long been top concerns for managers. Movements are directed along pathways that allow for safe entry to and from platforms and gates, and access is monitored and controlled. Security worries in the freight sector have been focused on work safety and theft. Freight terminals have been a history of being hazardous places to work. Accidents were commonplace because big objects had to be moved about yards either manually or with the help of massive mobile machinery put onto vehicles. Freight terminals are still somewhat dangerous despite the significant advancements in worker education and better operational management over the years. One of the most serious issues that all kinds of freight terminals face, particularly those that handle high-value commodities, is the theft problem. Particularly, docks have been identified as locations where organized crime has taken over local labor unions. Access to freight terminals has become increasingly limited over time, and the use of security staff has somewhat helped control thefts. The second one is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is the most obvious new security danger, and the transportation infrastructures and companies are particularly susceptible to it. The expansion of information technology use and the networks that go along with it have created new types of vulnerabilities since control and management systems can now be accessed remotely. As a result, there are now complexly connected corporate information networks that are vulnerable to hacking and disruption. For instance, an estimated US dollars 10 billion in damage was caused in 2017 when the NotPetya malware was leaked from the compromised servers of a Ukrainian software company supporting a management program used by some of the top organizations in the world. MAS and TNT, among other logistics and transportation companies, experienced major disruption. Terminals and distribution facilities have occasionally been compelled to stop operating because of malfunctioning computers. There are a few expected outcomes of these measures, such as lessened chances of travel or business disruptions because of security risk, and second, greater protection against cargo theft and diverting, resulting in decreased direct losses and indirect costs. And now we are moving to the last one, which is freight safety. In this part, we have the first one is maritime safety in Malaysia. Navigational safety, seafarers' well-being, handling of oil spills, and vessel traffic management are all aspects of maritime safety. These components are essential to ensuring the sustainability, safety, and security of Malaysian waters. The second one is maritime safety. Navigational safety, seafarers' response to oil spills, and vessel traffic management are all included in maritime safety. These components are essential to ensuring the safety, security, and sustainability of Malaysia's marine environment and its seas. The third one is aids to navigation. With an increase in the numbers of ships using Malaysian waters, aids to navigation are essential for both the safe passage of ships as well as for the smooth sailing of ships to their destinations. Overall, there are 3 points in freight safety, which is maritime safety in Malaysia, maritime safety, aids to navigation. That's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.